What's up, you guys? Welcome back to an official AR. Here I am. Finally, I can talk about all what we worked on in the last months. This YouTube video, of course, is being released after AWE announcement, so I won't be able to use specs, unfortunately, but I will be able to show you what is CLAD. CLAD stands for Closed Loop Agentic Development. And we work a lot on this system because we believe that this is really the way we're going to work in the future. Right now might feel like a very big step forward toward what you always experienced in Lens Studio, but honestly, this is just the beginning of what's possible with all of the AI improvement that is being shared in the last months. If you are a subscriber on my channel, or if you looked at some previous video I built, you will see that we were kind of teasing all of this already, because just talking about context engineering and the way we were using context inside of Cursor or Claude, or using Claude, we were already kind of doing what we're doing here, but with with way less structure than now. And of course, the results were not the same. Now I'm super excited to show you what's possible here, because this is really the first time also myself that I experience very much what we can call really a closed loop, meaning that we just like send a prompt and we see a full lens developing based on our prompt. And the cool part of it, the system is not just made for you to just make a lens and that's it. This system is also made in a way for you to granularly update these projects. And everything that is done through this process is really sticks to the origin, to the roots of how the Lens Studio editor works. So you're always capable of going back, changing things, and so on and so on. There is a full understanding of the scene. Things are happening in Lens Studio in real time, and you can always open your project and manually make changes. I tend to believe that this is a big step forward. Like, your development workflow is going to be a lot faster. This means that a lot more ideas can be built, and maybe you have a bigger chance of success in terms of like releasing applications. This means that maybe you're thinking about a feature you want to add, and it's no longer that kind of like sensation of, oh my gosh, like I need to build this, so it's going to take this amount of time. This is really an effort to speed up the developer workflow, and it's not really an effort in the replacement of it, because it's very intentional, everything you do here. So I want to be very clear about this. It's impossible to make a cool lens if your ideas is not cool as much as the lens you want to make, right? You really need to be intentional here in making something, and this is just a way for you to do it quicker, or validating ideas or prototype before you actually commit to a project to the long term. Well, let's get into the details of all of how this works. It's actually a lot easier than you think. What I'm going to do today is just basically sending my prompts to the agent and just let the agent work, and come back and just take a look at all of the results together with you. So how did I set up my space? I have my cursor editor open, and I have my CLAD extension. So this will be something that we will need to reference, and I will show you how. And then we have a bunch of prompts, which, by the way, this prompt, I literally just passed it to Cursor 10 minutes ago, and I say, these are the things that I want to make. Just make my prompt to be a little more structured, you know? But this is just something that I was like, this is what I want to make, this is what I want to keep, this is what I want to make. And these are 4 prompts that's being generated for you. So we're going to build actually 4 projects all in once. So this is like the way I want to make this video, because I hope that inspires you to think bigger. That's where really the version, this is really the trend that I'm seeing. The fact that you can make so much at the same time and parallelly. So really think outside the box and try to validate a lot of ideas before you maybe commit to one for a very long time. And here we also have 4 projects. So these are just like base templates, which I created from Lens Studio, the latest version. And these are 4 prompts. So you kind of probably already understand what's going on here. We're going to just launch 4 agents working on our projects. And then I'm going to just go outside, because I want to just like go and do a little bit of activity, and then come back and see what's going on here. But before to do that, let me just set all of these up for you, so you know how to do the same whenever you try to use CLAD. So the first step that I would say is, like, you know, here we're starting from scratch just for the sake of this example. Make sure you have a nice prompt. I would say I had very good results with like almost like 1-line prompt, to be honest. But I usually like to be very much like I like to be detailed when I want something, because I don't want to, like, especially if I just want to let the agent work for me for a very long time. I'm probably not going to not going to just say a line because the agent might have a lot of questions for me later. So I'm going to provide a full picture and make sure that the agent works until it's done, or at least gets to a good baseline. So here we have all of this prompt, and then we have this for project, then we have this plugin. Let's open CLAD. Actually, let's just use my terminal, which is iTerm in this case. As you can see, this is my terminal, and let's do something like this. Let's do actually new tab, and actually let's do like another one. So new tab, which is Command T, another one here. And we have 1, and we have 2 and 3. Let's do another one, and we do 4. So let's drag it. So we have also a visual understanding of what's going on here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So there you go. So now we have like 4 terminals here, right? And in each of these terminals, we need to basically CD inside of our project. So automatically the MCP will be installed in that project. Also, for the sake of showing everything, and I feel like because we need to do that also to make the MCP working, we need to, before to do that, we need to actually open this project. I hope you know this, but I don't know if you know yet, but you can open multiple Lens Studio project with the same Lens Studio version installed. So if you ever do a new window, this is going to happen. Another instance of Lens Studio is going to open for you, and then you can just go File, Open Project, and you can just open another project. I tried to kind of like catch them all in these examples, because the first one is more of a fitness app, second one is a game, third one, the first one also includes some AI component, the third one is a music visualization, and the fourth one is an educational lens. These are all categories that usually when I participate hackathons as a mentor, I always see people building. So I think they kind of like are gonna be grouping a lot of similar patterns that you see across a lot of Lens. All right, so these 4 instances of Lens Studio are open. We can just like minimize them for now. And then let's go back to CLAD. And this is going to be repetitive a little bit, but you know, we're just gonna do it for the sake of teaching, and I'm probably gonna update this in my YouTube video to not be so repetitive. So let's go to the first one. Let's get into my tutorial folder, which is here. We're gonna go and CD into the Specs AI Assistant. And whenever we are in, we're going to just like launch CLAD. We are gonna use the MCP server. So we're gonna be prompt and ask, is the MCP server something you wanna use? Because it seems like to be installed in this directory. And if you wanna also make sure that that's installed, you can just do /MCP and check if the Lens Studio is actually installed. So here we go. We see Lens Studio here is connected and has 35 tools. All right. So great. Now that is plugged in, and this is going to be something I'm going to just do once, but then you're going to do it with every project. You're going to just do /plugin, and this is how we install CLAD. So here for the plugin, we need to go, let me just maximize, this is not too clear. Go down. So you're going to just do /plugin, then you're going to go right 2 times. So right click, and then add the marketplace. And here we're going to add our LS extension folder. Whenever we drag it in, let's make sure that there is no like brackets here. We're going to just like install the CLAD plugin, which is the first one available in the list, and then we install it for all the collaborators on these repositories, which means within the workspace. Now, if you want to see that that's been installed and you want to make sure that that's part of the of your workspace, you will see one plugin here. So we're good to go. We have installed everything.
A few moments later.
So we make sure that we set also our context to Opus 4.8 is our model to Opus 4.8 because the Fable is not available. But let's relaunch all of the prompt. So just go back twice and relaunch it. And there you go, we got it. So finally, we can start all of our 4 agents. Before to dip and just go outside, I'm going to wait for a second because in my prompt, I actually precisely asked what to I actually precisely ask if there is any doubt, please ask me stuff before I leave. So for example, here we see already a question. So it says, what target platform are you trying to build? And I will be doing spectacles. How should the basket be positioned in the scene? Let's say fixed in front of the player. Let's say simple, predictable, easy to aim, recommend for a clean word place, tap to place. User places the hoop on a surface in the environment before playing. More immersive, but adds setup steps. Okay, let's try to do world place. What level of visual polish for asset? Simple primitives material, generate 3D asset, realistic basketball. Okay, let's do generated. How should ball flight behave after release? Wait, did we actually logged in every of this project? Because if you're using APIs, usually we need to be logged in. Just want to make sure. It seems like we are. Scripted projectile arc, physics engine. I actually want to do scripted projectile arc because I feel like in this case, this is more like self-contained. Okay, so let's say the AI calls a remote service gateway OpenAI token generated via the token generator. Okay, generate an OpenAI and paste it here before leaving. I want to say that you should be able to do all of that, including generating token and using it. Here instead, we don't have any questions. And seems like things are starting to work. All right, so once again, before I leave, since we send these tasks and now everything is cooking. Oh, once again, let's make sure which platform. We have spectacles, which celestial body should be included and grabbable. This is for the solar system. So let's say sun, let's 8 planets. Let's go realistic texture. I like it. Name 3 key facts, name 1 line description. I like it. And submit. Good. So we are good in that. Okay, so here seems like it's not asking me additional question before I wanted to go. I wanted to show you a little bit how everything works, because you will be also able to access all of this system. This is nothing crazy in terms of how it's structured because it's something already available. You might need to trust and load some plugins. That's something that comes up. I have my 4 instances of Lens Studios here, the other monitor, which I'm monitoring. But you see, like we are looking into skills, right? So let's take a look actually at what CLAD is. CLAD is something that you will be also able to access and modify actively. So I would really love to see contribution and changes or improvements. Even if the baseline is quite good already. So I hope it just gets better from there. You will notice that this plugin includes, where is it? These plugins, which is called Lens Studio CLAD, includes agents and includes skills. All of these skills are all of the knowledge that we gather with using CLAD in the last months. All of this is not too different from what I previously showed on my YouTube channel for context engineering, but this is like context engineering final boss, right? Just look at this. Every skills has references. The skill in itself is a folder that includes a markdown file which describes the skill, and then every skill has their own references, which is additional documentation for let the skills work better and be more informed. Then we have also, of course, agents, which is not something like skills. Agents are more like the trigger that does a specific task, and then the skills basically fill the gaps of that knowledge needed to approach and finish and complete that task. So the mix of these two things really makes it happen. Of course, that's also in parallel with the MCP, which access to the editor scripting API of Lens Studio and is capable of doing things like creating object, modifying things, and really like read every parameter that is in Lens Studio and also judge what's going on based on the scene graph and based on the preview. All right, so seems like I told you all what you need to know for now. I'm gonna dip and I'm gonna come back and see what my agents cooked for me. Okay, see you soon. Welcome back, guys. So we are here again, and I just came back from my incredible workout, and finally I'm able to see all of the lenses that are done, what happened, and the usage of all of this system. So let's go through the specs. But before to go through the specs, let's take a look at the lenses, right? So one of the lenses was the solar system. So this is what it came up with. There is quite a cool visualization. Seems like quite complete in terms of, let me see, still a lot of errors, but probably those are things that have been solved during the creation of the lens, because the logs are just like logged, and then the AI look at the logs and then try to fix things and so on and so on. So it's very much like closed loop, as we mentioned. Take a look at the solar system. Seems quite a good lens to me. Seems like working now. Let's see if there is also that interaction which I was talking about, the AI that when I start the manipulation and end the manipulation, there is some information that shows up. Okay, so I see actually test showing up. I would say this is a very good baseline. It does what it's supposed to do. Very nice. So this was the solar system, which is very traditional lens I've seen many times. There is some Z-fighting in here. Let's see. There is. If this goes on top of everything. No, actually just in some, actually no, that's correct. It's just my perspective effect, which is tricking me. So these are all realistic texture. So all of this 3D model has been created by the AI. I didn't do anything. Just imagine the possibility. This is a one-shot lens. Just imagine if you spend the whole day just refining it, going through a similar workflow that you might have with building websites or things like that, right? You just go with AI, just like tell what to do, and so on and so on and so on. Okay, let's take a look at the second one. So this was the solar system. What else we had? We have the basketball lens. Basketball lens. Let's see what happened here. So hyper realistic. So that looks pretty good to me. Let's take a look at what happened if I use the lens. So it says pinch the ball, pull back, set the power, and release to shot. Okay, so pretty straightforward. I see the trajectory. Kind of annoying that the UI is in front of me for now, but I definitely can change that. Nice. So that was one score. I see. So I see what's happening here. So basically what probably the AI did was like probably put a collider on the board, but not the collider on the net. So that's probably like more niche and probably like a follow-up thing that I should do. But actually everything works as expected. I kind of like it, dislike that the UI is following me. I feel like there is some intent of spatial design. Of course, I wish that the score could be on top of the board instead of being attached to me. But it's actually a cool decision, because you never know. Maybe like this is going to be tied to you, but not disturbing you in throwing the ball whenever the lens is built on specs. So that's also something that easily can be redefined and just improved. But notice like all these 3D models are just made by CLAD. I didn't do anything. All of the geometry is there ready for you and just generated on the spot through all of these this process. So incredible start for a basketball lens that you want to build, right? All right, let's take a look at so we have like the planets, we have the solar system, and then we have the music visualizer, which I turned it off for a second because it was super loud. All right, so this is the music visualizer. He gave me actually this time a script with a lot of references, because you probably have to do something like this. It kept it quite simple, but it's doing something with the music. There is definitely some music reaction level. He also made the truck for me, so it made like an upbeat, energetic electronic elements. It sounds pretty good, I have to say. I'm not sure if this is colliding with my voice. I hope it does not with the edit, but just to say what I said in this moment was like actually pretty good start, at least a place where I can start to say, hey, like redefine like the way this part is animated or make it a different effect. So I actually did the job. I didn't ask too many specific things in this prompt. So I just wanted to have a cool music visualizer without really a lot of details comparing to the other lens, I would say. All right, the last lens, probably the most challenging one because there is a part of the lens that requires to include your remote service gateway credentials. So here you notice, and then I will revoke my token, no worries. But these tokens are usually obtained through a plugin, which is called Remote Service Gateway Token. This is for if you never used this service before, is our way to interface with AI services like Google Gemini, OpenAI, and so on and so on and so on. And here, usually you need to download two things, which is the Remote Service Gateway package and the plugin. But the AI understood that you had to install everything and also understood how to use the needed code for the editor code to generate these tokens. So instead of doing this manually, this was actually happening during my CLAD session. So I don't even need to do this anymore because this is also handled by the AI. So here my prompt was creating a very easy lens that would just allow me to do a workout and including also some images based of whatever the workout is. I noticed that the microphone here is, let me see. Hello, test. Okay. Please tell me what should I do today at the park. All right, so very fast. Great. Nice. So we see that there is definitely the speech to text, the text to speech from OpenAI. I'm not sure if it's generating the answer on the spot because that was very fast, but might be. What else should I do? Okay, so I'm not entirely sure that is using the right API because Gemini API is the one that you want to use. So I would definitely redefine this prompt and say, hey, make use the real-time WebSocket API because you actually need to see what's around me. And I think that's probably proven if we do something like this. What do you see in front of me? Oh yeah, this definitely it's not answering me to what I'm saying. So what it got right is to the creation of the image. That image is 2D generated, is generated on the spot, and that's part of the Gemini API. It probably actually created it before in advance because that's super fast. So let me check. Huh. I need to understand what happened here. Let's see. Okay, there is actually a prompt. There is an image model which is generating. There you go. It's probably very fast. And then these are the images that are actually created in real time. So it definitely focused on the image generation. And my understanding is that there is some pre-built text in there. I also see an OpenAI token here, so that actually might not be. Let's take a look. Scripts, AI fitness coach. Let's actually take a look. What's going on here? I'm curious. Oh no, it is importing OpenAI. It's definitely importing OpenAI. Let's see what's going on. Push to talk. And it's listening. Alright. Using SAR to transcribe. Chat completion. I see. Using chat completion. Build user message with camera grounding and return as a multimodal ride. Clear, motivation, fitness. Okay, it's definitely retrieving from AI service. Example of like, yeah, you did like most of the job, but I might want to just have something I want to refine, and this becomes like really like a more open loop because you're refining what you're doing. But just imagine, you are like I did. I just went out for 2 hours and I came back with 4 new lenses, which are fully working in a way. All right, let's see. No, I'm not using any WebSocket. The whole pipeline is synchronous requests through the remote service gateway. Okay, speech to text, understanding your question, and spoken reply. RST doesn't open WebSocket modes. Gemini Live for continuous. Okay, why is it fast? This is the key. Camera model device only. They don't run in the Lens Studio Editor. Okay, so because we have probably like a simulator in our examples that just shows, just send that specific preview image, right? So when you press the button in preview, it skips the 1 second real-time subscription, send the count straight to GPT for all, and you get an answer almost instantly. That's both why it's fast and why it ignores that you actually said. Okay, so there is definitely a good understanding of what's happened here. So, but we might, I mean, for my standard or for what you ever want to do, you might just test it on device and understand if it actually does it, and then like keep iterating on it without writing, of course, one line of code. Here, let's come to another important part of this process, which understanding how much we are using for each of these prompts. So this was the AI fitness coach and ended up being around $27.47. So $27. Here's your lens. Total duration was about 38 minutes for the API. I actually spent quite a long time outside. I believe this is the real timing, so 1 hour and 53. That seems more accurate. Then for this one instead, it was the basketball. Seems like the basketball is a little more expensive of a lens. Actually, almost double the amount, so $51. And the total duration was about 1 hour and a half of work. Then we have here, which is the solar system, that took around $41, $42, and the total duration was also around. Oh, I see what's happening here. Oh, see. It's actually the whole duration until now. Yeah. So actually, this is 1 hour, this is 38 minutes, and this is 43 minutes. And this one was the fastest one, which is the music visualizer, and that took 12 minutes. Okay, so just to let you know, I really did not, beside what you saw here, this was a one-shot game, really, for real. And I find very exciting to see that even just with one shot you can get to this moment, and I feel like this really powers up like your imagination because you can do a lot of things. I feel like I feel like almost like my knowledge of all of these API might actually limit what is possible here, because I feel like maybe if you are more vague or you give like a more open prompt, this keeps going for a lot more hours, and maybe you come back and you have a full lens that you didn't expect to have. So I encourage you to try this and to see what's possible. Just even if you don't know anything about Lens Studio, seems like we just demonstrated that you won't need even to code, and you will literally be able to just prompt and modify things in Lens Studio. So I'm looking forward to see everyone at AWE. I will be there, of course, with all my team, and we will be showing you how to use this in real time, just to demonstrate that what I did now wasn't really like a post-production tutorial, but it really works, and I'm super pumped because this is like the way we're working out on so many other tools, and finally arrived on Lens Studio. Stay tuned and have a great CLAD summer.